All right, so we are at Clearsky on Cleveland in Clearwater Beach, Florida. You got great food coming up today. Come on, let's go check it out. All right, so we're here at Clearsky on Cleveland in Clearwater Beach, Florida. Bad-ass restaurant. Now, Bobby, we've done some business together.
Little
Known
bit.
each other a little while now,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
So this is our world famous rapid fire segment. And it is world famous. It's like everybody knows it. It's global. You're a big deal now. I just want you to know you were a big deal before, but now you're even like bigger, superstar. All right, so let's jump in. What would the 10-year-old Bobby, what did he want to do when you were 10? What was your...
You know, I didn't really think about getting into culinary yet. To be honest with you, I was in and out of the hospital with problems, whatever, and everything, and all children's hospitals really neat to me. I was gonna be a nurse, actually.
No kidding.
Gonna be a nurse, and did a lot of that stuff for my nursing and all that, and then somehow, I don't know how I got in this culinary thing. I know my parents couldn't cook to save their lives. My dad was a meat cutter. My mom worked 2 jobs and stuff, so I found myself being the one that cooked for the family, for my sister, my dad, my mom when she'd get home and all that. And slowly after that got me into culinary. I was like, all right, do I wish I went to culinary school? Yes. Do I wish I didn't? Maybe. You know, I've learned a lot over the many years. I've been doing this for over 25 years, so I've learned a lot there. But there's still that part of nursing in the back of my head that's like, man, I wonder if I would have did that. Would I have to do all the hours I do, the blood, sweat, and tears? Or, you know, or would I have a mansion now because I'm a head nurse or something? Well, none of that happened, so I'm just a normal chef.
Well, side note, my wife is a nurse, my mother-in-law is a nurse, my brother-in-law is a nurse. Yeah, I mean, I'm surrounded by nurses, just FYI we're talking. All right, so with that said, if you had one food that you can have from here on out, what would it be?
I'm gonna have to say chicken. Chicken is so versatile, and if I'm gonna be stuck with one food, I better be able to make it many different ways. I mean, I wanna say beef stroganoff, love beef stroganoff, love tacos. You can put a different meat in a taco and all that, but you can have the tacos, but what's the meat in the taco? Am I only stuck with one taco? So, you know, it's like chicken. I can make a piccata, I can make a stuffed, a cordon bleu, I could roast it, I could just have chicken wings.
Fried, yeah.
I could smoke it. There's so many versatile things to do with chicken that
I love your
if I'm
answer.
gonna be stuck with one, it's gonna be chicken.
I love your answer because, you know, and that's actually, how you phrase that is perfect. By the way, I've been on this fried chicken thing like the last month. Can't shake it. Cannot shake it.
I'm allowed to have fried chicken once a week, but I've tamed it down because of Adrian. We have it only once a month right now.
Okay.
So I usually have rotisserie chicken or something because it's healthier. But man, I've been in a Popeye's chicken and Publix chicken lately. It's just so damn good.
It really is. Yeah, Publix does a great job. I shouldn't be saying that, but whatever. Yeah, they're doing a terrific job. Kitchen tool, right? What's a kitchen tool that you could not live without?
Do shoes count? My shoes are my most sought after thing. I am on these things 12 hours a day, sometimes 70 hours a week. We all know the most common thing you could say is a knife because you really need a knife. Mm-hmm. And I mean, even with those, but if I don't have a good pair of shoes, I don't have a quality of me. You know, I'm hurting, my feet are hurting. I'm not trying to stand there. So that's one of my favorite tools.
I've kind of, the last, let's call it like maybe 5 episodes, every single answer on this has been something unique. It hasn't been, yeah, my chef knife. It's been something really cool. Go back and check out the last 5 episodes, by the way. So again, awesome, good stuff. I'm waiting for somebody to say like aspirin. I don't know.
I don't take any aspirin. I don't do caffeine. There's something wrong with me.
Yeah, what kind of chef are you?
I don't do caffeine. I don't know. Been off it for a very long time and just really never. I'm so hyperactive already that, to be honest with you, drinking caffeine is just going to make me
I'll probably
worse.
put you to sleep.
Probably.
Chef, what's your most favorite part of the entire food industry? Like, it's pretty vast. It's pretty deep.
There's a lot of times you hear a lot of people getting into these industries they go into where they're doing the same thing every day. The one thing I'll say about being in the culinary business is I'm learning something. Every day I learn something new. Whether it's just dealing with people, whether it's dealing with money's food, product availability. I mean, if any of the chefs or people know right now, I'm learning every day what I can't have or what I can't get, or why is this price so expensive? So I mean, the knowledge, it just hasn't stopped.
Right.
And just when I thought I know everything, no, you don't.
Mm-mm.
There's still be something new for you.
Well, in our current climate, current atmosphere, with how are you guys dealing with employees? I mean,
Employees, that was a hit or miss for a while there. We were very short-staffed, and then other people are coming back to the restaurant business, and then they're saying, I don't want to do this. They've been off for so long. They're like, now they're going to find different jobs.
Yeah.
I lost a whole bunch of my kitchen crew to construction.
That's crazy.
Construction.
I would look at construction as being more difficult than.
I don't know. Like I had a pack of kids, and if you have Spanish families in there, usually if one leaves, they kind of all leave. So.
Well, that's any family unit.
Yeah, any family.
100%,
so,
100%.
So I lost a whole bunch, but then you find some, and then it's just out of the blue. Out of the 10 employees you do find, you find a stud, and you just take care of them. But these studs, they cost money these days,
When you find a gem, you got to shine it up.
Aces in their places, that's for sure. And then
100%.
But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty staffed up now, and I'll distribute some of my, because we as a Clearsky as a whole, we're getting ready to open up number 5 at the beginning of the year.
Oh, really?
We just opened up number 4 in Eastlake. That just opened up maybe a couple months ago.
Very cool.
So if we can hold on to aces and I don't have room for them, we send them to other restaurants and hold on to them. Because a lot of times your aces, they might not just be a line cook. They might be management quality or kitchen management quality, or sous chef quality, or something like that.
Dare I say, front of the house, the dark side.
Yeah.
All right.
It is a dark side.
Picture this. Guns N' Roses. Johnny Mathis, Garth Brooks. Which one of those musicians best fits your chefness?
Well, I don't know. I'm more of a rocker and upbeat kind of person. I mean,
Food cost.
oh no, that's just bartenders.
Okay.
At least it didn't break. I'd be more like Clutch, hardcore, give it all. But I'm just gonna probably say Guns N' Roses. I've grown up Guns N' Roses. There's some fast, there's some slow. There's a lot of frequency in their music. It's not just the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's where there's a lot of frequency in my food. This place that I'm chefing at right now, it's Clearsky in Cleveland. It's called a Global Bistro. So my food's all over. I have Spanish food, I have Argentinian, I have American. We have a lot of Mediterranean, and when I say Mediterranean, we're going up the river. We're not just staying in Greece and that like that. I'm up with Iraqi food. My sous chef, as a matter of fact, he's from Iraq. So he's brought a great deal of food to me to learn that I can learn Middle Eastern food and all that. And if everybody knows, Middle Eastern food has taken off to where it was never before.
Correct.
Because we're all finding out they really do eat healthy. But then with that healthy,
but wait a minute, it tastes good too.
but that healthiness and the flavors they bring and the spices and the meats and the produce it's very neat to me. I mean, it's something I really didn't know besides going out to eat. So, and knowing that, and then when I first got out of college, every restaurant I worked at, I told them right away, I'll give you 2 years. And they say, why only 2 years? Because I don't want to just learn this. I want to learn Italian. I worked for the Greeks, I worked for the Italians. Mm-hmm. Only place I haven't really worked for is an Indian place, or in that style of food. So it's kind of neat having him, and I'm learning that. And a lot of the Mediterranean Greek, when I'm working with Greeks, one of the dishes I'll show you later on is one of my famous octopus dishes, grilled octopus. And it's funny because I get Greeks that come in here and they're like, oh, this is just so crazy. How did you learn this? I'm watching over people's shoulders, When I did Italian, I learned Italian, and this guy was straight off the boat. You couldn't understand a damn thing he said. So you just stared over his shoulder. You stared over his shoulder all the time, and I mean, and that's how I learned. I just write the little stuff down, and before he wouldn't know I was
all you have to do is
stuff.
say this, like that.
Hey,
that's all you need.
Hey.
Like that. That's it, and that's communication. You're good.
But yeah, so that's why I'd pick Guns N' Roses, because their music is
Axl or Slash?
Axl, the lead guy. I gotta be the lead guy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Pop the clutch here. Best piece of advice ever given?
Never give up. Never give up. You'll get what you want.
Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Hell yeah, man.
Nope, because if you do give up, there's somebody that's gonna take it all from you. Don't let them have it.
And that is no lie. That is no lie.
If you worked hard to get where you're at, don't give up.
You're passionate about this, ain't you?
Very much so.
And you know you're a good dude, too.
I hope so. I try.
No, you don't. You know how to try. Good people are good people, man.
Yeah, it comes a little natural, but yeah, man, that's why I'm in this. It's passion.
And you got a voice.
Passion pays.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
Listen, we're going to jump into some food now, and we're going to take that passion. I can't wait to get into what you're going to cook.
This will be fun.
Up.
All right, well, let me go get my mise en place ready and everything, and we'll throw down and get this going.
All right, baby. While the chef is cooking, I'll be enjoying coffee from the best coffee company on the market, Don Pablo Coffee Growers and Roasters. Find it on Amazon.com. Cheers.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I work here at Clearsky in Cleveland. I'm just going to do a few drinks with you today. The first one I'm going to start with is a smoked Manhattan that we do. It's one of our craft cocktails. I usually start by grabbing one of our big ice spheres that we fill up twice a day. And I'll build this right into our pint here. We start with 1.5 ounces of bourbon. We use 1972, but right now I have Buffalo Trace. We also have 1 ounce of sweet vermouth, 1/2 ounce of Cointreau, and a few Angostura bitters. I go ahead and stir this in here to chill it before I put it on top of our sphere. All right, and I just strain that right into here. I like to stir it in here a little bit to get some of the juice and some of the bourbon that we soak in here. Adds a little bit of flavor. We also always have these little wood chips here that we smoke into the drink, and so we have a few different flavors. I really like the orange peel because it adds a little bit more of the citrus that we use for the Cointreau. And you'll see here, it's just like little wood chips. You really need such a small amount, and we put it right into the top, like that. All right, and we have torches all around here. And we just smoke this guy. You can see the smoke going underneath it. And we'll bring it to the table just like this. I'll usually let it set for a little bit. And that's the finished product. Okay, now we're gonna do one of our craft cocktails called the Summer Rain. It's gonna be kind of like a cucumber gin drink, and it's very nice, light, refreshing for summer. I usually start by putting in 2 slices of cucumbers that we prep, and I'll muddle these in here. And I put my ice in. I'm gonna use Hendrick's because it goes really well with that cucumber and rosemary finish that we'll be doing at the end. So we also use Domaine de Canton. A little bit of ginger, probably about 1/2 ounce. 1/2 ounce of fresh lime juice. I'm gonna go ahead and shake this guy for you. I also like to add fresh ice into here so we don't get the rinds of the cucumbers in. And we'll strain this over. And we top it with soda water. All right, and then we're gonna add our rosemary. Okay, again, making great use of our torches back here. I like to slowly smoke the top of it. It opens up the rosemary so you get a little bit more of that flavor in your drink. And we always like to send it to the table a little bit smoky.
It's Walk-In Confessions. You know what that means. Come on. All right, chef, audience, this is Walk-In Confessions, and we all know what that means. It's horror stories of the industry. Are you gonna hit me with that?
No abuse for right now, unless you mess up my videos and they're not good.
I don't want any trouble.
But I heard they're pretty good, so we're not gonna give you any business of this.
I don't want any trouble here. So
I've had somebody that did have some business with this. So we're making one of the recipes, black bean burgers and everything, and it's one of the recipes you got to really get it all blended and everything, so you can patty it up. And so one of my prep cooks and one of the wonderful people I've ever worked with. And if anybody knows about a prep cook, they're your savior. They're the one that gets the job done for you. They're the one that has your back, because if I sit there and make little LTOs all day long, I'm not getting the real stuff done.
LTO is what?
Lettuce, tomato, onion.
All right.
So I mean, that just wastes my time. So I mean, knowing that, they're one of the biggest parts in your kitchen. So needless to say, she's making this recipe and she's just going at it, just going at it. And all of a sudden I hear, boom, I'm like, uh-oh. I'm like, oh no, I know what that is. I looked at my GM and I was just like, grab your car keys immediately. We've got to go to the hospital. And then before we go to the hospital, I had to say, can I see it? Because I wanted to see how bad it was. Well, needless to say, said person is just fine, keeping her color, everything, she's just good. And then they look over at me and I'm white. I'm the one that's getting ready to pass out and go down on the ground. And they're like, uh-oh, he's getting ready to pass out. We got to get her to the hospital. This is just not going anywhere good. And yes, it's probably one of the most traumatizing things. And then to think it's on that hand, that's a good prep hand. So how's that person gonna be able to do prep now?
So wait a minute.
So I lost a prep person for over a month because her fingers got mangled.
And that's...
And this is a stick blender. This runs at about so many thousand RPMs.
Can you see this? Yeah. So there's a blade here, 70,000 RPMs, and the hand...
All it took was the glove to get caught on a blade, sucked them right in, and I was horrified. Everybody just like, it was like the world just stopped. Everybody froze, like, and I'm just like, I can't freeze. I said, I got to get my GM. We got to get to the hospital. I'm very fortunate though. Right down the street, I have one of the largest mortar plant hospitals in Pinellas County. So it literally took us 2 minutes. We might have ran a red light, but
I think that's okay.
When you're caring about somebody and you don't want them in pain, you know, you do what you got to do.
So this is the part of this segment where, you know, folks, you're watching this show, chances are you're a foodie. If you're in the industry, I don't have to tell you anything. But at the end of the day, you go out to eat, you want a pretty plate, you want a full belly, you want to feel good, have a few drinks, whatever. You have no idea what goes on inside these restaurants and the hotels and everything. It's a hard job. It's a hard life. It's a hard job. It's rewarding. I mean, there's tons of awesomeness that goes on in the and the friends that you make. That they're forever friends.
Camaraderie. Yeah.
Absolutely. But at the end of the day, make sure you're tipping your servers, your bartenders. You see somebody from the kitchen, the chef. Give them one of those hats off, whatever. Thank you. Especially today, nobody's working anymore. There's everybody's on a skeleton crew. So if you're just FYI, and I'm not trying to be preachy, but I'm just saying, like, if it takes a little bit longer to get your dinner, be cool. There's probably 3 people not working that are supposed to be.
I'm giving 100%, just 110% just to get it out on time and everything. So are these guys. I mean, the ones that show up for me and everything, and that want to work hard. I mean, and it's like these guys are working on the heat. It's not exactly cool. We're working with dangerous stuff. I have only sharp knives, sharp equipment, high-powered equipment that can damage stuff. I mean, it can hurt you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we got to be careful, but also we got to be careful while doing it at a speed that we can keep up, that we can get your food out to you hot, out to you either cold, or, if you're having salad, you don't want a warm salad sitting there. You don't want your hot steak getting cold, and that's what we got to be on top of.
And that's why you be nice, go out, enjoy yourselves, be safe. All right. Thank you, Bobby.
They call me Don Pablo, and 20 years ago, I discovered my passion for great quality coffee. Today, we're roasting excellent quality coffee that's rich, smooth, and very complex. It's a taste that's new in the world.
So, I mean, you got some really, really delicious looking stuff here. Naturally, this is the point in the show where I get to just enjoy myself thoroughly. But before we do that, please explain what we got going on here.
All right, first I've got our grilled octopus. So it comes from Frenchie's company. I source a lot of my seafood from Frenchie's, so it's coming from them. I worked with some Greeks and everything, and you know, if anybody knows, they're the only people that know how to make octopus. Nobody else in the world can do it. Yeah, right. I'll show you. I show many Greeks now. So actually, this is one of my top-selling menu items. So there's a little bit of garlic aioli, little basil oil, some crispy shishito peppers, grilled octopus crostinis, and a chimichurri on this one. Now the chimichurri on this one is more of a Spain chimichurri, not an Argentine. So I'm using a lot more lime juice in there to bring out the flavor of the octopus, because we all know citrus is just wonderful with seafood. So, and then, you know, and there's a lot of secrets to octopus, and it's gotta be treated right. If not, you get tough, chewy octopus. Good octopus should melt in your mouth, just like a tender steak. With that being said, that's one of my main dishes. If you're ever in Clearwater and you Google best octopus around you, very fortunate. Frenchie's comes up, and the next one is Clearsky in Cleveland. And which Frenchie's been doing this for a long time, so you know what, I gotta give props to them. A lot of people say mine's better though. So the flavors and all that, and shishito peppers, if nobody knows what shishito peppers are, they're like the Russian roulette of peppers. You can eat piles of them and never find a hot one. And then for some reason, you'll find one that's so insanely hot, you're just like, where did that come from? So that's what makes this dish really fun. Textures of flavors, spices, and all that going on. The next is our...
Wait.
What's that?
Wait. What he just said is legit. Delicious. Google it. I don't care if it says it, top, bottom, whatever. Delicious. Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
Next dish is our Cajun seafood pasta. So down the road, you'll see some pictures of this place. So the back room that we're sitting in here right now is almost like going to Louisiana or New Orleans. And you walk through this little hallway and everything, you're like, well, what's that? Then you come out to this atrium, and it's this beautiful dining area. So we kind of stole that. So I've got a lot of stuff on my menu that's inspired from New Orleans. What's my Cajun seafood pasta? Fresh diver scallops, Gulf shrimp. I get my andouille that comes straight from New Orleans, because Louisiana andouille is better than probably anybody else's andouille, because that's where it's created. We do nice fresh pasta, a little blackened season in there. The flame you saw was, this place loves to do everything with bourbon. So why not? New Orleans, bourbon, bourbon street, bourbon in this dish. Brings out the flavor, kind of that sweet and smokiness, goes great with blackening season. Then a touch of bechamel at the very end brings it all together. A little pico de gallo, just for the tomato, a little spice, green onion, and Parm cheese. Yeah, they say you shouldn't put Parm cheese on pasta. Well, I'm not Italian, so I'll put it on whatever I like. And yeah, you'll see, next thing, one of the biggest things is I support local companies. I have a local pasta maker. I do not use dried pasta in my establishment. Dried pasta, you can taste the difference. I might not be the one making it, but I am buying it fresh. And that's a big difference. Nice, soft noodles, al dente, pliable, and you know the difference. There's nothing that you can't lie about, you know? So that's one of the big dishes there, and people love it. Not too much spice, the right amount of heat. Then one of our most fabulous dishes that has taken over is, since we're in Florida, we do a lot of steaks, a lot of seafood. I got to support, because Clearwater's right there. You can come right around. I'm also serving dinner to my customers.
This is a live restaurant.
This is not closed. Fortunately, we're early enough, so my dinner rush hasn't come in yet, but we'll fill up here shortly. You know about the Cajun seafood pasta? Excellent dish if you're in the seafood mood. The next one, this is an Argentine dish. This is churrasco. Churrasco is usually cut off a big thing. You might go to like Texas State, Brazil, and you see these big spits, and they'll cut it all off. So it's sliced meats. So this is my version of sliced meats. I do a nice choice filet. There's sauteed veg, and there's yuca fries. I didn't want to just give it rice like everybody else. Well, yuca is very used in Argentina and in Cuba and all that little Latin area down there. So I wanted to bring that in. Crispy, plus also, we offer a lot of things here gluten-free. This is a total gluten-free dish. So people really love it. The flay's always tender, fork cut, we slice it so you can see it. I put it on a bed of spicy mayo or spicy aioli. which is very good, gives you a little bit of heat. But it goes great with the yuca fries. Just that mayonnaise kind of texture with it, very good. But
I have to tell you, first of all, you gave me the opportunity to just eat. So I love Bobby. Those scallops are freaking amazing.
Tender,
I mean,
tender,
butter.
not overcooked, butter. And see, a lot of people, when you do a pasta dish, you'll tend to overcook the seafood. That's why if you watched, I only seared everybody on one side because I knew when I flipped and finished it in the sauce and everything, it was going to continue cooking. You don't want a rubbery shrimp. You don't want a chewy scallop. It should be like he said, like eating butter.
Totally butter. And your fillet is good as well.
The fillet should eat like butter too.
Yeah, well, it cuts straight through. I mean, that's an easy cut. Listen, because I am, and also Willie, never forget Willie, okay? Willie gets to come in and get into this too, okay? Love you, baby. So we appreciate that you let us come in, kind of take over the restaurant for the last few hours here. Yeah. Your food's right on. I've told you that before, but now I'm telling you in front of, thousands and thousands of people. You're awesome, dude. I appreciate it. You're a good human being. You're a fantastic chef. And come to Clearsky on Cleveland in Clearwater because you will not regret it. And that's a guarantee.
You definitely won't be disappointed. I promise that. Even our service to our drinks, to our cocktails, even to the hostess that meets you at the front door.
Nicole is awesome. And cheers.
Cheers.